Emergence is at 126. I'm gonna go for 130. Let's do an E minor 11, E, G, B, D, F sharp, and A. Now let's put one more E and knock it down. So it goes from E minor 11 to G major 9. Oh, so it's just like the same chord but inverted. B5. And I'm gonna do a strum on this one. It could sound cool to make it extra dramatic. Have that repeat and go to the D sharp. Export that to audio. Let's add some reverb to that baby. Well, actually, it's sleep token. Let's get fancy. Let's use a convolution reverb and put this shit in a church. And I'll take the mix to like 35%. We need like a background thing just doing the same note. I'm gonna grab this. It's from my Modern Post Arsenal pack, which is completely for free. Sleep token is very intimate. We're gonna get intimate. So I'm just gonna record myself breathing. A little weird, I know, but it helps for the background. It's gonna be tucked very far back. And sometimes I like to pan the breathing to all the way to the left or right to give that ASMR vibe. So it like tickles your ear a bit. Sleep token likes bird sounds. Bro, I love using bird sounds. One other thing I like to do is I like to make the piano chord unique as sample and then pitch it up or down. Let me try down. Ooh. Yeah, actually I'm just gonna save that like that. So I'm gonna make another one unique as sample and I'm gonna pitch it up and then I'm gonna put Valhalla Shimmer on it. Turn the feedback up to around here, make the size really big and put the shift to down. Sounds like they have some like strummy guitar, so the second time the chords come around, we'll add something that's got a little bit of rhythm to it. Just trying to come up with something on the spot, I don't know. A reverb to it, and I also want to put some chorus on it, just give it like a wider sound. Oh my god, I just got hit with a wave of anxiety. Sometimes I just pretend like it's not there and then it goes away. At this last part, we should build it up a little bit. So I'm gonna get like a noise sweep. Then they are very cinematic, so let's get like a chill impact sound. Those little effects make a big difference. Yeah, and then we need a low E piano note. Grab a pad. We need something that holds that E for like a long time. So let me just get like a synth bass. And then the second time this comes around, let's just do an arpeggio. I'm gonna use the Kilohertz Convolver and just put like a guitar cab IR on it. Definitely need a little extra distortion. Just give it a nice big old reverb. I'll just add like a really big clap just so you can start feeling a rhythm. Nothing in the chat. We got 43 people here, all silent. You are some creepy fuckers. You like to watch. I'm sorry. So we'll do like a shaker and a like trappy sounding hi-hats. So this is the part where a lot of people thought that it was 3/4 time and it was actually 4/4. This was like a big breakthrough for me with making music, was understanding that everything we know, like music theory, rhythm, like for example with rhythm, you know, snare on the 3, or if you're in a lower tempo, you know, snare on the 2 and 4. And all these things are great to know to build out things, but they're not true. You know, rhythm and music exist outside of theory and what we know about rhythm, because that's just us trying to understand it. Music is its own thing, you know, just like we put rules onto the universe because we're trying to understand it. But that doesn't mean that all of the universe follows those rules, especially whenever you get into like subatomic particles and stuff. Sometimes the rules are just completely broken. So it's kind of the same thing with rhythm. You don't have to put the snare on the 3 all the time, and that's pretty much all they did. And I think something that Tool does sometimes also, even though they actually do change time signature a lot, sometimes all they're doing is adding like 2 extra snares that you could do in a 4/4 pattern. So basically, to make that sound, all you would need is, like, instead of having the snare come in on the 3 again, we maybe have it come in here or here, and you can have it anywhere. So we're just going to experiment with it and see what we come up with. Their kicks are a little snappy though, like they go like a little bit of like boom, 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 you know. One thing I really like about this song is how the bass just completely follows the kick. So I'm just going to copy the kick MIDI and bring in something like that. And then it goes down. I think it goes to a B. Copy this over. We'll go down to a B. I think they have the same ARP going on right here. Yeah, I feel like it sounds more accurate. And let's just add a little bit of distortion to it. Okay, so basically it goes back to this thing. But when it comes back, they start adding in rock drums to transition it into a rock part. And then they just literally do the same thing as they did at this, but with rock drums and guitar doing it instead of the bass. And then I noticed some like plucky chords in there, so we're gonna get those also. They have like some trancey chords. I actually have a preset in my 7 Tigers pack, which is also a free pack of mine. I got a bunch of free packs. I have a link in the description to a complete bundle of all of these. It's basically just a trance chord pluck. Just in the background, it just adds some subtle rhythm to it. But we gotta make it shorter. And we're gonna do an automation clip for the opening of this filter right here. So that's gonna give us a sense of like building. So I'm gonna start adding in some rock drums using Get Good Drums, because they got good drums. Burned out like a bright light. So it sounds like at first it comes in with like a ride and a rim. And then we'll do like a drum fill. Can you shout me out? My name is No. Somebody already got me with that. I'm gonna export these drums so my computer doesn't have a heart attack. Then we're gonna add the bass and guitar. And I'm gonna just show you a little bit about how I layer guitars, and we'll try to get the tone as close as we can to Sleep Token. Now let's replace this bass. We'll go ahead and get Hydra first, since I've already got Contact open. Then we'll layer it together with Odin. Something like that.
Do you want food?
Sorry to interrupt the video, but today's sponsor is
I'm gonna export 2 multi-track from Hydra and then 2 from Odin, and I'm gonna use slightly different settings on each one of them so they sound closer to actually multi-tracked guitars. Because, you know, if you had guitars that were really multi-tracked, they would have slightly different sounds because the performance would never be the same. And with this performance, I'm gonna force one of the strings just to give it like a different tone. Then I'll export that to audio. And my goodness, we have to export so many things to audio. And now I'm gonna replace this Hydra with the Odin. I'm just go with rhythm, and I'm gonna bring these multi-track pans down to center so that it's not panned at all. Alright, that'll be our third guitar, and then we just gotta export one more, and then we'll process it a little bit so it sounds better. So my method for this is just changing the bridge pickup to something else, turning up the humanize a bit, and then changing the tuning of the Odin, so that way Yeah, it's just a little different. So we'll just do double drop E. And I'm gonna put the Hydra, the first one all the way to the left, and then the second one like 94 to the left. Then assign both of those to the same mixer track. Now I'm gonna do the same thing with Odin, except it'll be to the right. And then I'm gonna route the Odin and the Hydra to one mixer track. Get rid of the super low end because we're gonna let the bass do that work. And then we're gonna EQ the Hydra and the Odin separately, so it gives it you know, a difference in tone and shit. Now we just need to do some compression after all of that EQ, you know, enhance the new tone that we have, because we took away a lot by adding all that EQ. So I'm gonna just use JST bus guitars or BG guitars, whatever. Alright, so this is our full sleep token type beat.